Hey, what's going on, Flash Mob? It's your boy Flash, and I'm back again with another video. I gotta say, just thank you to everybody that's been following me, subscribing to the channel, watching my videos. I feel like I'm finally in a position where brands are now trusting me as a source to help promote and share their products. And it's amazing, right? This channel started from absolutely nothing. I was just a little skinny guy at my desk talking about camera stuff to the point now where brands are sending me out things and I'm able to voice my opinion on a platform. And none of that's possible without you guys. So I just want to say thank you guys for continuing to support this channel, sharing with your friends, liking, subscribing, all that good stuff. I also just want to mention that no matter who the brand is and what they actually send me or if they pay me for anything in the near future, my first priority will always be to be as honest and truthful with my subscribers and share my opinion on how I feel about the products that are sent to me. So rest assured, I'm never going to take advantage of you guys. I'm always going to give you guys the real, and that's exactly what we're going to be continuing to do in this video. Today, we're going to be looking at the Rolux Dynasty 3 150 watt hour V-mount battery and decide if this is the new kid on the block or if it should just kick rocks. If it's your first time here, welcome. My channel is all about helping you turn your passion into paychecks whilst taking you along my filmmaking journey. If that's the kind of thing that you're into, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos. So a little bit of a backstory. A few months ago, I went to Pro Fusion Expo and I stopped and talked to a group of guys from a booth called Cam Gear. Now, these guys are more well known for creating tripods and, in my opinion, pretty good tripod. I was surprised and shocked that I never heard of them before, but when I took a few minutes to play around with what they actually created, I was like, wow, these are solid. And during that conversation, they let me know about some batteries that they also work with called Rolux. And at the time, I was like, what is a Rolux battery? I've heard of the popular ones like Shape, Anton Bauer, Core. Like, these are the guys that I heard of. And then they're like, yeah, Rolux is also really good. And I was like, okay, well, if you say so, let's see what you guys are all about. And after a few months of going back and forth and, figuring out what they want me to take a look at, they decided to send me the 150 watt Dynasty 3 batteries. And first impressions, I loved what I saw. Apparently, this company has been around since 2012 and they service a ton of different productions. And they're so underground that I wasn't even able to really find a good review on their products. So this might actually be the first one that you guys are going to see on here. Let's take a quick look around the battery and see what type of features you get with it. The first thing that I noticed is their actual size. For a 150 watt battery, this is honestly incredible that they were able to pack that much power in a battery this small. And I know a lot of the other battery companies out there are really trying to make these batteries as powerful as possible and small as possible. So they definitely found their way into that space with this one. I used to roll with the Core SWX 190 watt batteries, and it was those ones that were really big and they split apart. And it was cool because you were able to travel with them, but the size was just ridiculous. I wish I still had one to show you a comparison, but it was probably about this tall, probably about the same, width and thickness, but it was a big boy for 190 watts. And there was no way that those batteries would have fit on my Komodos. They work fine with my Scarlett W, but, I don't have that camera anymore. So having a compact option like this to fit on my cameras is paramount in terms of importance. Let's talk a little bit about the build. So it looks like a really hard plastic or some type of metal. I'm not exactly sure what this is, but it is very dense. And it looks like it also has some carbon fiber on there to make it, I guess, look a little cool and whatnot. But overall, it is a solid little battery. It weighs in about 790 grams. And honestly, I feel like if this thing falls, it'll do a little damage to whatever it hits first. Now, I'm not going to be doing any drop tests with these batteries. I ain't got it like that. So you're just going to have to take my word for it. On the top is where we're going to find all of our power options. So I love the way this is set up. Very straightforward and simple. Couple little flaps to reveal what's going on here. On the top, you get two D-tap options, both with 14.4 volt options, which is great to power anything from a monitor all the way up to a camera. If we open up the other flap here, you get two DC power options, one at 12 volts and one at 8.4 volts. You get a USB-A port that gives you 5 volts, and you get a USB-C option with 65 watts. And this also allows you to, power something like a laptop or charge your phone or whatever. but you can also charge it through USB-C, which is a great option if you're on the go somewhere. Looks like you also get a nice little lanyard, which is great in terms of hanging it off, let's say a light stand or a tripod or something. Just a really simple solution for you. If you flip it over to the right side, you'll find nothing. But if you flip it over to the left side, you'll see this little power button here. And this is something that we're going to come back to in a few minutes. If you flip it over to the bottom, you actually get a 1/4 20 thread where you can put something like, I don't know, a tripod stand or some other type of accessory, whatever you want. It's got a thread for that. And if you look at the back is where you'll find your V-mount plate here. And you'll also see this little thing here. This is actually a little flashlight. Remember that little button on the left-hand side? Well, if you actually hold it, it'll turn on this little light for you. And this is super smart. And the reason why is because sometimes when you're in the dark, or even just in general, it's really hard to line this V-mount plate up with whatever you're trying to put it on. So having a light like this to kind of just illuminate that space for you and then, just slide it on and click it in. So smart and yet so simple. And now let's go around to the front of the battery. On the front, they actually included a little LCD screen, which I love. Like every battery manufacturer needs to start doing this because it's just so smart. So you get to actually see the full battery life that's left on it. And then you get something that's called the UIT. Now, I'll be honest with you guys, I'm not sure what the UIT stands for. I'm going to assume the T is for time, but the U is whatever that is. I'm looking at it here and it's letting me know what the voltage is. And then the I, it's has an A, so I'm going to assume it's for the amount of amps that's coming out of it. But yeah, pretty much that's the entire walk around of the battery. So I wanted to take a look at how this actually works when it comes to powering my Komodo. So let's take a look. So right away, pretty much on a full charge, I get 5 hours and 27 minutes of runtime using this battery. Now, if we compare that to my core batteries at 99 watts, it's about 3.5 hours. So I pretty much get 2 more hours of life out of the camera using these batteries. Now, 2 of these will last me an entire 10-hour day, which is just incredible to think about. The other place I'm going to want to test these out on when I get an opportunity, and maybe in a future video I'll talk more about it, is on my 600D Pro and my 300D Pro from Aperture. There's so many times where we're not in a position where we're able to plug in the light, so we have to bring a power generator and try and do it that way. If 2 of these can power the 600D for a good amount of time, it's going to change the game for me. If you guys are still here, go ahead and like this video. If you haven't done so already, make sure you hit the subscribe button and share this with a friend so this video can get out to more people. And for all my real supporters, go ahead and leave a comment so I know what you're thinking as well. So you also sent me a dual charger. So they call this their adaptive fast charger. And it's as simple as can be. Again, I love it because it's in a really small form factor, so this can fit in a backpack or something like a Pelican case or whatever. And gives you 2 V-mount charging options. A nice little way to carry it here, as well as an on and off switch on the back. And on the front is where you get all the information. When you actually plug in a battery, it'll show you exactly what percentage it's at and how much longer it needs to charge. So I like that as well. So of course, I got to talk about some things that I didn't like. Now, honestly, this was something that was really difficult to do because you really got to be a hater to find reasons why you don't like that much power in a little compact body like that. But if I had to tell you about a couple of things that just were not the greatest is when it's actually on my Komodo, as you guys can see here, because of my top handle, these I/O ports here, especially the USB-C, I'm going to have a really hard time accessing because of just where they actually are. If they were actually on that right-hand side where nothing was, maybe I would be able to get access to them a little bit easier if they were somewhere here. But that's just one of the things that I have to deal with. The D-top options, however, are in a really good spot because they are not obstructed at all with my top handle. The other thing might not actually be their problem. It might be a red thing, but because it's not red approved, the readout on the camera does not tell me how much actual juice the battery has. It just tells me how much voltage is on the battery. Now, again, not a big issue because if you hit the little power button on the left-hand side again, you get a full readout of exactly what's left on the battery and how much runtime you still have. Small problem, but it is there. And the only other thing that I would say that I wish that this battery had was, you remember how on the back it has a little LED light? If they could have included one on the front as well, I think that would have been cool just for the sake of, let's just say that the battery's on like a C-stand and maybe you just want to get a little light in the space that you're working in. You hit that, turn it on, and you get a light from the battery on the front. But again, like, you're reaching so hard if you're trying to make that a problem. But if I had to say something, that's maybe one other thing that I would mention. Now, the price on these batteries is actually really good. If you go to their website right now, their price is actually set at $280. And for their dual V-mount charger, you're looking at about $265, which is actually really amazingly priced in comparison to other batteries based on the size and watt hour comparison. So now the real question is, should you get them? With all these other batteries on the market, like Small Rig, again, Anton Bauer, Core, Shape, there's so many different options and batteries that you could take advantage of. What it really comes down to is the form factor, the capacity. Does it work with the type of equipment that you're going to be using? Does it have the power outputs that you're looking for? And if all those kind of things are what you're looking for at an affordable price, then yes, these are an amazing option in the battery world. I will be taking the time over the next couple of months to really put these batteries through the tests. But if we're just looking at them from a first impression, I can't find a reason for you to say no to them. But yeah, that's pretty much going to be it for this video, guys. I just want to say thank you for watching. And if you guys have any other comments or questions, make sure you leave it in the comments below. And I will be leaving a link in the description where you can actually go and find these batteries if you're interested in purchasing them yourself. But yeah, thanks again, guys. And always remember to look, learn, and share. Take it easy, guys. Peace.